Good morning, guys. Happy Monday to you. This is Chris G from Certified G Motivation with a little pick me up message on this Monday morning to make sure that you're chasing after that greatness in your life. So today I'm coming on here. I'm a little early. It's like not even 8 o'clock here in Texas. But I'm coming on because I thought it was important to hit you with a morning message today. And I'm just so excited I didn't want to wait till later today. And I'm just getting ready to head out for my morning exercise, get that grind on, get that cardio on, get that heart rate up, if you will. But I wanted to come on here today, and the little motivation that I wanted to give you was to tell you to never underestimate yourself. And like, do you do that? Do you ever tell yourself like, nope, you can't do it. You aren't capable of doing it. Like, do you ever notice like you're your own toughest critic? Who needs other people to hate on you when you're your strongest hater? And I wanted to come on here because I think so oftentimes when we chase after goals and we chase after greatness in our life, we underestimate what we're really capable of because we give ourselves unrealistic timelines. So I think for a lot of us, we'll overestimate what we can do in a small period of time. Like, for some people out there, like, I'm going to be a millionaire in a month. Like, that may be possible. You may strike the lottery. You may be on My Lottery Dream Home on HGTV. But for a lot of us, that's not a long time. And then so we're like, I didn't become a millionaire in a month, so I'm a failure. It'll never happen. I can't build a business. I can't do this. I'm a loser. And then I'm just going to beat myself down in self-worth. But a lot of us underestimate what we can do over a long period of time, right? So I want to come on here this morning and I want you to do a little exercise for me. If you are chasing after something in your life, your dream, your goals, your ambition, whatever it is, I want you to write down 3 things that you've accomplished in the last decade that you didn't think were possible at some time in your life. So write down 3 things, just 3, that you've accomplished in the last decade that you never thought of, never dreamt of, never thought possible. So I'm going to hit you with my 3 this morning just to give you a little example of the activity. So 3 things that happened for me over the last decade that I dreamt of or never thought of, that never thought would happen, were number 1, I got married. For a long time, I was a single dude. I was single all the way up until I was 27 years old. I never thought marriage or a strong relationship or anything like that was possible for me. And then I met my wife, and we're married now. We're 4 years married, going on 5. Unbelievable how fast time flies. But it's definitely one of those things that I convinced myself wasn't going to happen for me, and it did. I just had to give myself time. And what's hard is when you're single at 27 and everybody else and all your friends are getting married and doing, having kids and everything else, you convince yourself that you're this outlier, outcast. The problem wasn't that it wasn't going to happen for me. It just was I was trying to rush it and trying to find a time that fit for everybody else's timeline. So if that hits with you, if you're trying to rush and you find yourself comparing yourself to everybody else, look, I'm a firm believer that what happens to you in life happens at the exact moment that you need it to. So don't rush it. Stay consistent. Fall in love with who you are right now at this moment. So that was one of the things that I never thought would happen. Number 2, I never ever thought like I would have a healthy lifestyle. Look, I was diagnosed overweight when I was like 10 years old. I think when I was 12 years old, I was 187 pounds and got put on diets and was pretty much told like, this is how it's going to be for you. So I never thought like being healthy was an option. And so now I sit here at, 33 years old, so many years later, and, I'm not going to say like I'm this perfect, skinny, muscular figure, but I'm healthy and I'm happy and I love, who I am. I mean, I can go run now. Like this morning, I'm going to go run a 6-mile run. Like I never thought that would be part of my plan or part of my habits or anything like that. So that's definitely one of those things I'm really, really proud of. So the second thing I want you to take away from that is, sometimes people are going to tell you things that you can't do, but you got to know inside what you're capable of. And so a lot of people are like, you'll never be able to run. You'll never be able to do, 5Ks and 10Ks and everything else like that. But it wasn't up to them to define who I could be. So if you find yourself carrying a weight of other people's limitations, like this, the cool thing about life, like they don't get to write your limitations, you do. But too often times we're impacted by, what other people believe that we can, and we let ourselves off the hook because it is hard work, and it is hard, And then the third thing that I feel like I accomplished over this decade that I really never saw coming, and that's where life is like amazingly beautiful, is when you get thrown things into your life that you never even saw coming, was I opened my own speaking company. And now I come on here and do YouTube videos and, get to do speeches and go on stage and do things like that. And I never thought that was going to be a part of who I was. And I realized like life gives you tests to help make you become the person who the world needs you to be. And I've been so blessed on my speaking journey. Like, obviously, like I'm not, at that status of being one of the top in the world, but I want to get there one day. And it gives me a goal and it gives me something to fight for. And it's something that's so cool because I feel 100% myself when I'm in that zone of being on stage. But I never would have, 17-year-old me would have been like, you're crazy. You crazy, Chris. So those are the three things that I was able to accomplish over this past decade. And when I sit back and I look at that, I'm like, that's, when you beat yourself up on day-to-day life, it's like, oh, I'm a loser, I'm this. But when you're like, man, when you really add things up in your life, you realize like, wow, like I'm a fighter, like I'm a survivor, like I don't give up, So I want you to do that today too, because it's a great time on a Monday to help motivate you throughout the whole week. So like I said, write down 3 things that you accomplished this decade, this past decade that you either dreamt of or never saw coming, or are just so happy that you got it done. This is Chris G from Certified G Motivation. Look, man, much love to you guys. I love you guys very much, and I hope that you get to see the person that you were meant to be. Take it easy, guys. Certify up.